Yeah, I wish I could say that I had this grand plan to own Bundy in 2019 and that they both would be coming out literally on the same weekend of Bundy's 30th, you know, 30th anniversary of his execution, but it all was just kind of happenstance. These tapes of Bundy landed on my desk in February of 2017, and I took a listen. I thought they'd be a really interesting way to get into the mind of the killer and do this intense, docu-series. And then the script for Extremely Wicked literally fell into my lap in April. And I thought that was strange because sometimes I guess the universe taps you on the shoulder and says, you're the guy to do this. Why, I don't know. Why, but, and in fact, they were never intended to come out at the same time or to be worked on at the same time. But I think it's an amazing, together they make this incredible two sides of a coin. The docu-series is kind of a deep descent into the mind of the killer. So we start to understand how somebody like that could have gotten away with all his bad things for so long. And the movie kind of is inside the mind and the experience of a victim.
You go through life and meet certain people and they leave a lasting impression. I definitely met somebody over the course of my life, and they are the reason that I think I wanted to play Ted, just because I know there are crazy people out there, and it's kind of fun to get to be one for a little while. Yeah, I get to be one like 60% of the time.
I was given the script to read as well, and the idea of playing a woman who nobody was really aware of before, we're telling this story, in terms of this relationship that existed, and she is living today, and Joe and I actually got to go meet her and her daughter, and the opportunity to give a voice to somebody that was silenced for so long felt like a really meaningful project to be a part of. And I met with Joe, or we spoke on the phone about it, and I knew from the get-go that this was in the hands of the right person. And he's a documentarian. Like, what other person could do a story like this? You've been on death row visiting people. He's seen the ins and outs of all the things that this character gets put through in prisons, and the reality of it is so strong for him, and there's no BS, for lack of better words. Like, it is the realest version of what you're gonna get, and to be in the hands of someone like that felt really exciting and new for me.
I had the pleasure of working with Joe on a previous film, and he was documenting that film. It was called The Promise, and the documentary he did was called Intent to Destroy, which was discovering the denial of the Armenian genocide. And I was then privy to all of his film. I didn't know he was the one that had impacted my life, because I'd seen the things he had used. He had used filmmaking to find innocent people that were sentenced as criminals, and he was able to help a lot of them out, which was a very rare thing. And here it's the flip side of that. Mm-hmm. So I thought, what a wonderful thing to work with a filmmaker who really understands that world.
Well, the reason I made both projects, and the reason I'm so fascinated with Bundy, is that, as Bundy himself said, killers don't come out of the shadows with long fangs dripping with blood off their chin. The people in this world, whether you're a priest who commits pedophilia, a high school coach who crosses the line, a corporate CEO of a polluting corporation that goes to bed at night knowing they're killing tens of thousands of people but can have a happy little family unit and be a great dad or husband, the people who do the worst in this world are those who you least expect. They're the people you love, trust. That's not to say obviously everyone's bad, but the people who do evil stuff are not what you expect. And that's the enduring lesson of Bundy. People want to think that a serial killer is easily identifiable. Oh, he's that creepy looking guy, that social outcast, because we want to believe that you can avoid that kind of horror. But it's the people closest to us that often do the most evil.